Hi guys, it's May. So it's a new contest starting for the entire month for everybody who comes to Facebook, joins, follows me, shares, comments, interacts, as well as on YouTube. It's counting each time you do it as one entry. So I'm going to give at the end of the month 3 20-minute readings. For those of you who want to know if you won, check the Facebook. I have announced 3 winners today for the month of April, pardon me. Okay, so let's start with the X spread. Hi guys, here is my X spread, and for those of you who know the significators, please look at the timestamp and you can just really go right into the reading. For those who are the first ones here or who still want to understand how am I making this actually work, just listen the explanation, and here it is. I have created a spread. It is known Cat Tarot Knows X spread, but it's also applicable for on and off relationships, and even to kind of like figure out the feelings and intricacies of your relationship. Why? Because I have actually used 7 categories, and 7, right? It's a kind of like really magic spiritual number, and also the entire spread numerologically adds up to 3. 3 is like that card of union of Trinity, so it is something that can kind of like raise from the ashes, right? So I'm just trying to figure out what can work, what cannot work. As I say in my private readings, you have to understand that not all relationships are meant to be. Like when you get together with someone, everything is really nice in the beginning. We want to charm, we want to be our best, but sort of like that enthusiasm maybe kind of like falls off with time. People get sidetracked, people meet other people. So one category here that I'm exploring, the very first one, is the Magician. So in tarot, Magician is a number 1. So of course it means, is this a go? Can this relationship ever be a starter? So what is Magician doing? Magician is somebody who comes to work and he goes, okay, let me crack my fingers and I'm going to start working. What do I need to do today? Wow. And there is a task, it's a little project list, and then he starts to manifest. So it's a start before the start. So what does he want to manifest? Look at the difference. He kind of like wants to use all the available tools, right? You see all of these tools here are now floating. They're activated. So I really want to see what is in this category. This category is going to tell me if you guys had all the ingredients to make a relationship. What in this category you have? Love, devotion, family, kind of like sharing. Then I say, yeah, like really good ground. Like there is like a great foundation for this. But what if you have, let's say, love and then lack of reputation or lack of family or jealousy? Then obviously, that's going to have issues. Sometimes it's just like downward negative. So the things that are supposed to help you are just basically things that are tearing you apart. And sometimes you have all but one element, and that one element seems to be important. It is like having 4 tires for a car, and have an engine, and have windshield, and have all the other windows. Name it, rename it, and the key is there. And you start with a key, you try to crack it, and you realize, whoa, I don't have a gas. So you're not going anywhere with there. So this is why sometimes we feel that the one night stand was like more promising than it was, and it wasn't. It actually haven't ever been there. Maybe at the time and place it seemed kind of important, and it hasn't been important in a global kind of like scheme of things. And we as women, especially women, and even some more romantic men, and I would tend to think that these are the men who are actually coming to these tarot sessions with me. They're like lesser percentage, but there's still 25% of men over here. And I think these are quality men, and I wish that they actually speak up a little bit more, because people who connect with tarot really want to find out the real answers, and they really want to be in touch, not only with the others but with themselves. So this is the category number 1. Category number 2, I picked this angel. I think it's Michael, who is trying to, I think, in biblical terms, merge wine and water. Well, that's not a really big deal. But here in in tarot, it's basically talking about trying to merge two different things. So, of course, in a relationship, there are two different people, and even if you get along, you still have your own intricacies that might not really fit properly, right? So, what's basically happening here is, okay, let's put this together. Let's create this passion. Let's create this growth. Let's create this like solid emotions that we can kind of like step in. However, I'm asking for this card to be reversed. Why? In this category, I want to find out what doesn't work. What kind of like has to be fixed in order for things to kind of really work out. You see, in this after tarot, this angel is kind of manifesting. You see, one is connecting with emotions, another one is connecting with the sky. So literally you're getting, I mean, I love you as the sky is high and I love you as the sea is deep. Kind of like everything, kind of universal. And it's like still this like beaming with reaction. So what basically we're going to find out here is like if things that you have to build are sort of unbridgeable, if they can be built. So then I'm taking Queen of Wands, forget the horoscope associations. Of course, when I do Golden Dawn readings, I have to take everything in account. But even at that point, I'm just trying to see more or less personalities. But here I'm looking at how we really want to be seen in a relationship. So that's a significator for one party, generally for ladies. And if there are two ladies, then I put two Queen of Wands. If there are two guys, I put two King of Wands. So don't get all upset that this kind of represents fire signs, because when we start dating, we are all fire. We all start with fire, right? And it's kind of like fun, it's passionate, we are outgoing, we are playful, we are going out. Even if you're homebody, you will go out. Even if you're recluse, you will go out. Even if, you know, you generally are not very sexual, you'll still have sex. So this is talking about being a little bit different. This is our dating selves, right? So you see here, she has this like beautiful flower, right? And the kitty cat that is right now connecting to her. See, it's kind of like, okay, where do I move from here? Am I kind of staying in my element or not? So here is my communication card. I'm trying to figure out, so in this category here, pardon me, with Queen of Wands, I really want to see what your partner, how did your partner perceive you? So, right, like, I mean, you know that people are generally not really straightforward, and you can go as far as that they're not being honest. So they don't really tell you. They kind of tell you sort of medicated version or kind of sedated version of what they think. And kind of like they don't express generally things that they don't like. So you really don't know what the real opinion is. You just know what you heard. So this is basically telling us what your partner saw in you or how he saw you reacted. So kind of like get this perception they had from their side. Here with 8 of Wands, this is my communication card. With this card, I actually really want to see the intricacies of energies. So this can mean how did you communicate? This can mean how basically, how well do you mesh, right? So in this kind of like position here is showing, okay, are you firing back? Because these wands are falling back, the communication is coming your way. Are you communicating right back? And is this effective communication? So now this is a second significator, right? And this is also same thing. I picked a fire sign, basically significator, because the other person also wants to be seen as cool. This guy wants to be seen, oh my gosh, I'm so charismatic. She kind of like likes me, and you know, I am her king, and kind of like they want to feel this way. You see, kind of like he here has the little salamander, kind of just making his little first step, and here he's holding the salamander basically in his palm. Salamanders basically signify fire, interestingly enough, even though they kind of reside in the rain. A long time ago, in like 13th, 14th centuries, when they were creating these cards, they just saw salamanders jumping out from the fireplaces because they were kind of like be around there, and they thought they were fire animals, and that's how they were actually connected in tarot to fire. So, and then I took Judgment. And judgment is literally for me to feel out how karmically you basically are reacting. Because I also do karma readings. And in karma readings, I can totally see if people are repeating certain patterns, if they're bringing them from the past lives, and that's my past life reading. And it's kind of like it's easier to understand what's happening. But in this reading, cannot go in 20, 30, 40 minutes of that. So I'm just trying to get at least an overview. So judgment card is talking about a situation that has been evolving, and maybe it's even dead, but it's come back to be alive just for rendering this opinion. So this is more or less a cosmic judgment, a karma card, right? So here are the two phases of that, right? Here it is like, we are here. What? Have it been good or not good? Is it make it or break it time? And here it is, okay, some of you are just going to be dead, right? So your relationship shouldn't go forward, or it should go forward. And this is what karma is saying, right? So I know that we all want relationships, but sometimes it's also good to get closure. And lastly, I'm picking this card for once because this is that celebration card, moving to the next stage. Four corners being solidified. So now some people say this is a marriage. It just means the next step. It could be reunion, it could be reconciliation, it could be just quality of your relationship. It's not lived happily ever after. Yeah, some of us have been brainwashed with that. You know, it should be called what it is, crap. And please, mothers, don't read these like bad stories to your kids, because if you look how those stories were in their original form, they were not kind or nice at all. So this is just basically saying, are you going to go to the next stage with this person? Because marriage, after all, is just the next stage. There are many marriages that are not working out because you're just starting to build from the scratch. So when I say sometimes in my readings, well, this one phase has to end, another one has to start. So this could mean you're going from dating to steady, from steady to engagement, from engagement, so and so forth, so on. So you see this kind of like movement in this phase is exactly that. You're going from the celebration, I say, okay, we are giving this a try. So in this category, I'm exploring how well you guys are going to do. So when I do all of these categories, then I sort of like look at the intricacies and how this works. So if category, which is supposed to be the glue, is just not forming the glue, no matter how much you want, you're going to fall apart. You can still stick together, hold on to each other like for dear life. It's not going to work out. And it's good to know. So guys, hopefully this is kind of more understanding the categories. Check it on my website as well if you want to see this video again. I'm going to post just a short clip there, but also explanation of each card is over there. And if you want to order this X spread, then you're getting energies that are just between the two of you, not these generic energies that I am actually explaining on my site. The difference is like here there are many people, and so basically some people are cross watchers and they bring their energy. So sure, it can give you some general opinion and you might see it here. Most of the time people do, but to get really the energy between 2 or 3 people, please contact me for a private reading. The prices are on my site, so visit me there at www.cattarot.ca. Thanks, love you. And guys, if you want your spread that is still on the special, it is $45. So please contact me. My information is in the description on the site, or go on my website www.cattarot.ca. Hi Aries, and welcome to your May X spread. I actually even built upon my original X spread and I added the cards from my old deck. Only thing somebody probably needed the King of Wands, so I put Knight of Wands instead. But I mean, it's still the energy is there, even though Knight of Wands can also be very appropriate, given that you know, it's, you want to be chased, like you want this partner to come rushing in your life, so that kind of can work as well. So let's see, if you guys didn't see my intro and why the significators are chosen, please check it out. And let's jump right in for those who did see the explanation. So what is the very first thing in your toolbox? Well, that relationship was not stable, or it was really hard to control, and this is basically you guys, Aries. It represents you, as you can tell, right? It kind of like says that in this relationship you're a little bit out of your element. it was not able, it didn't give you ability to really manifest things, and it didn't feel really grounded for you. Okay, what needs to be repaired in this relationship? Well, like somebody didn't want this relationship, or somebody didn't want to go forward in a kind of traditional way, to go to, okay, let's go from, you know, friends to dating to relationships and so on. Just like maybe this is why this whole together kind of didn't feel right. And two of them together also means that maybe one party wanted to get something serious in and the other one didn't. And it could be even you guys that you were not really sure about everything at the time. So significators, as I said, it can be either or. So how are you being seen? So, well, there is this joyful kind of like flavor of this. This is really good. You're being seen as sort of like lover, or sort of like somebody who can enjoy relationships, somebody who can bring joy to the other person. The communication, well, this is kind of your suit. It's really good card. It talks about passion. It talks about charging ahead. I'm actually sorry, this first line is the very first week in May. How will they see themselves? Sort of like a little restless, not really knowing in which direction to go, and I'm wondering if this is now connecting to these cards. We are going to find out about that. Let's see how karmically is that seen from the above. Okay, this is really interesting, very kind of similar. It talks about transformation and regeneration, but not when it's reversed. When it's reversed, talks about something that has to be buried and dead. Somebody is trying to revive this. This is really not a good card when it appears for relationship. It kind of says that this doesn't have the ingredient of moving ahead unless certain things that take place. And like, given that now you have like two major arcana, the other two are that instability, that definitely needs transformation to something else in order to move on, because these are two lovely cards. Three of Cups combined with Ace of Wands talk about joyfulness, passion in relationship. So let's see, reunions. You see, there is not, you guys didn't work on this relationship. You kind of like just jumped in and you kind of like felt it's going to work. See, car needs maintenance. It doesn't go on forever. This is just the honeymoon period when everything runs. But after that, you need to start investing in gas, into repairs, into maintenance in order to make it work. If you don't, it collapses. Okay, so in your category, the communication category, now this is like showing up here. It's saying, yeah, the things haven't been communicated properly. That basically lack of direction, lack of stability happened due to communication really needs to improve. What needs to be glued? Okay. The Devil card, oh my gosh, it's happening so frequently in these exes relationships. This basically talks, look, you have like Hierophant and the Devil. I mean, what can go wrong? You have like the Pope and the Devil. So, and this Pope is like not a really good Pope, like there is not enough morality, and this needs to be fixed. This is talking about that this relationship absolutely has ability not to be anything of any kind of quality. So if you guys want to continue with this, you literally have to figure out to separate passion from love, and to understand for what this is. This definitely has the tendency to become very codependent and just to kind of like drag you down, feeling that this is love, and that's what codependency does, kind of like gives you this false kind of feeling of craving for this person, where the craving is psychological, not really because of that person. Just this person karmically is giving you some ingredients that you are like craving. And for that, if you have something like that, it's really good to ask me to do your karma spread. And that's the big reading where we figure out why you wrote your story of life the way you did. Yeah, you don't want to be single. That's, you know, basically your thing. But you guys have to love to be single in order to be in a couple. This is the crucial card, and this is you, Taurus. This is Pentacles, and now it's saying, no, 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 I don't want to be single. I prefer to put up with this kind of things, just not to be single. You need to rethink about it, and like, this is why you have these two cards coming, and this is why this is happening here. It is you, guys. Kind of like look deep into that, because look how nice you are. You have the passion. You want to be joyful, but like, you cannot do everything yourself. The relationships are kind of like two-way street. See, the communication is saying this is kind of like a bad choice for you, like literally bad choice trying to stay in. And like, I mean, this is a third card confirming this in a row. About them, look, they don't want commitment. So like, you have a 9 and you have a 10. You don't want to be single, but they don't want a commitment. And this can even talk about some kind of smeared reputation. Somebody kind of feels like something about a family unit, something about, you know, relationship that they think in their life that's not going to work. So, and that kind of like would be the same story the Hierophant reversed is saying. Like, that's not their thing, family relationship, and this is not the choice they would make. But they would be more than willing to have sex with you, and to even tell you that they love you, to even kind of like give you this lure. But you might kind of like get hooked onto this because, hey, you know, you don't want to be single. But keep in mind that this and this is going to be really, really a high price to pay. Yeah, and see, here is this card saying, look, this kind of like means kind of moving on, but this means, okay, let's talk about it. Let's kind of discuss these issues that are not working out. So you actually, somebody is trying to actually start this conversation about this transformation into something better, into better communication, into grounding this better. Because look, you know, you have like three cards reversed. Like, this one is also coming back to the situation that is really not good. Communication is not good. So like, I mean, the second week, wow, and relationships is just simply not working, like, I mean, working out the way it is. And this is kind of crucial to have this conversation, to really see where you stand. What's the point continuing and hoping for the best, that people will change? People only get worse with times. Like, we really don't change for the better, like, not because you're around. We change because we want to change, and you're aware of that. As a stubborn sign, you know how difficult it is for you to change. It has to be a major move. And if you cannot change, what to expect from the other people to change as well? But this is really healthy. Somebody is really trying to talk about and see, okay, you know what, let's address this elephant in the room. Let's see what happened. Or even addressing it yourself. Why do I feel that I'm so attracted to this person? What is the hold on me? And how do I deal with this so I don't have that later in my life? Yeah, you see, there is this like third person here showing up, this pain of maybe somebody else being involved. So I'm just wondering here, this Hierophant and Devil, how many of you have been involved with people who are basically married, or maybe this is why this is coming out. This person is like not committing to you, and something has to die. So maybe you're expecting that their relationship or marriage has to die, and they're expecting you are just a passion kind of thing, and like it's joyful, he's going to have or she's going to have 2 partners, and it's all merry. So, you know, of course you can see somebody's going to get hurt, right? Temperance, look, what needs to be repaired? Look at it, this third major arcana in a row. Like, what needs repair is marriage. What needs repair is relationship. What needs repair is like not interfering with other people's relationships. And this is what Devil tells you. Devil gives you this ability to kind of get blinded. And under that energy, we do things that otherwise we wouldn't do. Because somebody tells us, oh, no, 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 I don't like my wife or my husband, but I'm going to leave them. Whether they think that really or not, trust me, it's not a good situation to even go into. Because even if they somehow are starting to leave this partner, you will always have this karma. You're accumulating this karma. And who is to say that you're not going to be treated any better? That you'll be replaced one day as well in the same fashion, with them crying on somebody else. It just shows about a weak partner who is not saying, look, I'm going to be honest to you. I love you, I want to be with you, but this is my little kind of pigsty, and I have to clean it. And I want two of us to have like, clearance when we go, and I don't want you to roll here with me, because then you are being taken into account. So it's up to you how you want to go about it, but this is what the cards are saying, that you have this like need and attraction, and yet this whole situation is really not workable. And you know what? You're getting it. Look, from the Sun to the Magician, so both being number one, you're saying, you know what? I need to manifest something. I really feel I need to manifest something. Let's see what you're trying to manifest. And then you get really saddened about that. You get saddened about these choices or how you're treated. And yeah, they're still offering you love. They're offering you love because it works for them. Karma is saying, oh my gosh, guys, run. Run for the hills, right? This is kind of that energy of creation, of moving forward. Aries, like it's number 3, so it could be really your energy as well, but it's kind of like gentle energy, but it's reversed. So it's saying like this conversation that took place really kind of like didn't have this productiveness here, and karma is saying like, guys, you're not going to be nourished in this relationship. Like, this person is just a talker. Look, somebody's saying all the right things, guys. It's not only words, or it's not only actions. People say don't listen to the words, just listen to the actions. No, listen to both, because words are really, really important. People will tell you all about them if you just listen closely. And if the words are not matching their actions, then run, because this person is, at the very least, not in tune with who they are. And if they're not in tune with who they are, how would they ever repair things? And relationships need constant repairing, just like cars. Like, you don't drive a car for more than 5 years, and relationships around for like 30, 40, 50 years. So just imagine how many repairs and how many times you'll have to go like for a complete remaking of the engine. So this person is telling you things, and you're also willing to manifest these things. But look, you are broken-hearted, and it's something that has happened with the third person, some immense sadness that is lingering. And just because somebody says, oh, I'm going to be so nice to you, just you have to think if they have been up to that point. If they haven't been, you have to understand that moving forward, it's not going to get any better. Plus, you have lots of Pentacles energy. That's why I thought, like, for a moment that you were Taurus. But, where is fire? This is you. And the Emperor is you. It's like, look, you have basically the Devil and the Lovers in the same row, which is the same coin, just two different sides. And both sides are not really great. Yeah, look, it's saying this person is going to leave you out in the cold. Like, all these words, not talk. And they're going to be nice and sweet words in the third week. In the last week, some secrets will start to come out. Yeah, you're going to realize that somebody has been foolish. Maybe you will feel like, oh my gosh, what was I doing? Maybe it's going to be this eye-opener. Oh my gosh, I got stuck with this. That's right, you're not moving ahead. You're just tired of it. Communication, you're cutting it off, or somebody's cutting it off. They are breaking up, actually. That they might be the one actually breaking it off, because that's my breakup card. There you go. That's the couple breaking up, and you're going to stay on really, really bad terms. And that's it. Queen of Wands is coming reversed. You're checking out. So Aries, for those of you who still had lingering feelings of, okay, is this meant to be? Is he my soulmate? Is he my twin flame? Soulmate, maybe. Soulmates come from any flavor, from vanilla to like hot spice. They're here to teach you a lesson. And obviously this person is teaching you a lesson. This person is teaching you what is important and what you need to figure out what is important, that this is you. Just like your kind of willingness to be with someone is like so overpowering your judgment and you really have to look into that. You have to see what is right. If this person is with another partner, let them go. Let them go. Because just like, I mean, I don't believe in concept fighting for someone. It just doesn't make any sense. Why would you do that? Or why would you wait somebody to fight for you? Because if you want somebody, that should be like free-flowing thing, and that's the key. We spend too much time doing that. So Aries, if you want your private reading and with your personal energies, so maybe those energies are not even applying to you, please contact me. In the meantime, love you.